Spiritual awakening frequency, the chosen one's access to quantum intelligence, the silent signal. Welcome back to the Matrix 963. If you are listening to this transmission, it is because you have reached a very specific and very frustrating checkpoint in your spiritual awakening. You have done the work. You have understood that you are not just a body, but a vessel for the divine. You have learned to break the loops of time. You have learned to build the shield and protect your energy from the parasites of the world. And now, you are trying to create. You have discovered the law of assumption. You have learned about quantum manifestation. You have been told, visualize it and it will come. Feel it real and it is yours. So you sit in your room, you close your eyes, you construct a high-definition movie in your mind. You see the bank account overflowing. You see the lover holding your hand. You see the healed body. You replay this movie day after day. You make the vision boards. You write the affirmations 55 times. You beg the universe. You command the universe. And then you open your eyes. And the room is exactly the same as it was yesterday. The bank account is still empty. The bed is still cold. The pain is still there. Week after week, month after month, nothing changes. And a cold, dark doubt begins to creep into your heart. Am I doing it wrong? Is this all a lie? Why does it work for them but not for me? Maybe I am not the chosen one after all. Listen to me closely. You are not broken, and the law is not a lie, but you are missing the most critical piece of the machine. You are trying to unlock a digital safe using an analog key. You are trying to download a file from the cosmic cloud, but your Wi-Fi signal is turned off. The reason your visualization fails is not because you aren't trying hard enough. It is because you are speaking the wrong language. You are speaking to the universe in human, but the universe does not speak human. The universe does not understand English or Vietnamese or Sanskrit. The universe does not even see the pictures in your head the way you think it does. The quantum field, that infinite ocean of intelligence that connects all things, is not a person. It is not a Santa Claus checking a list. It is a mirror. And more specifically, it is a frequency mirror. It does not reflect what you want. It does not reflect what you picture. It reflects what you are. And what you are is not defined by your thoughts. It is defined by your frequency. Imagine a radio station. You want to listen to the frequency of abundance, which plays on FM 9.63. But your internal dial, your vibration, is tuned to FM 88.5, the frequency of desperation. You can stand in front of the radio and scream, I assume I am listening to 9.63. You can visualize the music of 9.63 playing, but as long as that dial is physically set to 88.5, you will only hear static, or worse, you will hear the sad songs of 88.5 even louder. This is the tragedy of the modern seeker. We have intellect, but we lack resonance. We try to use the conscious mind to override the subconscious reprogramming that needs to happen in the body. In this transmission, we are going to stop playing games with images. We are going to go beneath the surface, into the engine room of reality. We are going to decode the language of frequency. We will explore the forbidden mathematics of Nikola Tesla, the code of 3, 6, and 9, not as a magic trick, but as the geometric blueprint of creation.
We will explain why your brain and your heart are fighting a war that cancels out your prayers. And we will teach you how to tune your instrument, your biosuit, so that when you broadcast a signal, the universe has no choice but to answer. You are about to learn the difference between thinking and being. You are about to learn why the chosen one must master the art of silence before they can master the art of creation. Put down your vision board, close your eyes, and listen to the hum of existence. We are about to tune the dial.
Chapter 1. The Language of the Universe. To hack the matrix, you must first understand the coding language of the matrix. Everything you see around you, your phone, your hand, the stars, looks solid. But quantum physics has proven for over a century that nothing is solid. If you zoom into an atom, it is 99.99999% empty space. So, what is the stuff that makes it look real? It is energy vibrating at a specific frequency. Matter is just frozen light. It is energy slowed down to a vibration that your senses can perceive. Therefore, if you want to change matter, your bank account, your health, you cannot do it by manipulating matter. That is the hard way. That is the Newtonian way. You must change the frequency that is holding that matter in place. This is where most people fail in quantum manifestation. They try to use their thought to change reality. I think I am rich. I think I am healthy. But thought is only half of the equation. Let us look at the biophysics of your own body. You are a broadcasting station. You have two massive antennas. Antenna 1, the brain, the electric force. Your brain produces thoughts. Every time you think, neurons fire. This creates an electrical charge. In the language of creation, thought is the signal. It is the information. It is the rocket. When you visualize, I have the car, you are sending an electrical rocket into the ether. This is what you call law of assumption. You are assuming a blueprint. But a rocket needs fuel. A signal needs a carrier. Electricity by itself has no holding power. It flashes and dies. This is why you can think positive thoughts all day and still feel empty. Antenna 2, the heart, the magnetic force. Your heart is not just a pump, it is a magnetic generator. Scientific measurements show that the magnetic field of the heart is up to 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic field of the brain. This field extends several feet outside your body. You can measure it with a squid magnetometer. The heart produces emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. In the language of creation, emotion is the magnetic wave. It is the fuel. It is the gravity that pulls things toward you. The formula of creation,
Thought, electric, plus emotion, magnetic, equals electromagnetic signature. The quantum field only responds to the electromagnetic signature. It does not respond to the thought alone, and it does not respond to the emotion alone. It responds to the union of the two. Now look at your life. Look at why you are failing. You sit down to visualize. Your brain, antenna 1, is broadcasting, "I am wealthy, I am abundant," high electric signal. But your heart, antenna 2, what is it doing? Deep down in the hidden caves of your subconscious mind, your heart is tight. Your heart is vibrating with anxiety, with scarcity, with the fear of what if it doesn't happen. It is broadcasting, "I need this because I don't have it." So you have a high electric signal, "I have it," colliding with a low magnetic field, "I lack it." What happens in physics when two opposing waves collide? Destructive interference. They cancel each other out. The result is noise, static. The universe hears nothing but a garbled, confused mess. This is why the chosen one often struggles more than the average person, because you are sensitive. Your magnetic field is huge. If there is even a drop of doubt in your heart, it amplifies through your giant field and destroys your positive thoughts instantly. You cannot lie to the field. You can fake a smile. You can fake an Instagram post. You can fake an affirmation, but you cannot fake a frequency. Frequency is the ultimate truth teller. It is the biometric ID of your soul. So the question is not, how do I visualize better? The question is, how do I align the signal, brain, with the carrier wave, heart? How do I get my heart to vibrate at the frequency of the future before the future has happened? This brings us to the concept of coherence. When the brain and heart are in phase, you create a laser beam of intention. This state is accessible, but you cannot reach it through trying hard. Stress is beta waves. Beta waves are incoherent. To reach coherence, you must slow down. You must shift your brain waves from the frantic beta of the matrix to the dream-like theta waves of the creator. It is in the theta state, the twilight zone between waking and sleeping, that the door to the subconscious opens. And it is here, and only here, that you can rewrite the magnetic code of your heart. But how do we find the right frequency? If abundance is a frequency, what is the number? If healing is a vibration, how do we tune to it? Is there a map? Is there a mathematical code that governs this invisible world? The answer is yes. There is a code that was understood by the ancients, hidden in the pyramids, and rediscovered by a man who was silenced by the matrix. His name was Nikola Tesla, and he left us a key: 3, 6, and 9. You see, the Matrix 963 is not just a name for this channel. 963 Hz is not just a random tone. It is part of the solfeggio scale, the fundamental musical scale of the universe. It is the frequency of the God particle. It is the vibration of the pineal gland activation. In the next chapter, we are going to leave the realm of psychology and enter the realm of sacred mathematics. We are going to decode the 3, 6, and 9. We are going to show you why the number 9 is the finger of God, and we will explain why listening to the wrong music, 440 Hz, is keeping you trapped in the illusion, and how to retune your soul to 432 Hz. Prepare yourself. We are about to look under the hood of reality. Before we descend into the math of God, I want you to perform a quick scan. Close your eyes for a second. Think of your biggest desire. Now, feel your chest. Does it feel expansive, light, or does it feel tight, heavy? If it feels tight, that's the magnetic block. That's the reason for the silence. If you are ready to dissolve that block and tune your instrument, confirm your presence. Write in the comments, "I am tuning in." Let the decoding begin.
Chapter 2. Decoding Tesla's 369. We have established that the universe speaks frequency. But how do we dial that frequency? Is it random? Is reality just a chaotic soup of vibrations? Or is there an underlying order, a blueprint? There was a man who walked this earth, a chosen one of his time, who understood the mechanics of the matrix better than anyone before or since, Nikola Tesla. He gave us alternating current. He gave us the modern world. But he also left a cryptic message. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. For decades, people have treated this quote like a fortune cookie. They write 369 on their wrists. They use it as a lucky charm. This is superstition. Tesla was not a mystic. He was a physicist. He was talking about mathematics. Specifically, the mathematics of energy flow. To understand why your quantum manifestation fails, you must understand vortex math. Let us look at the pattern of the physical world. In nature, everything doubles. Cells divide. 1 becomes 2. 2 becomes 4. Let's follow the doubling pattern in single digits. 1 doubled is 2. 2 doubled is 4. 4 doubled is 8, 8 doubled is 16, 1 plus 6 equals 7, 16 doubled is 32, 3 plus 2 equals 5, 32 doubled is 64, 6 plus 4 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, and we are back to 1. The pattern is 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. Then it repeats. This is the pattern of the physical world. It is the path of current inside the matrix. But look closely. Which numbers are missing? 3, 6, and 9. They are nowhere to be found in the physical doubling circuit. Why? Because 3, 6, and 9 do not belong to the physical world of matter. They belong to the invisible world of energy and consciousness. They are the governing field outside the circuit that controls the circuit. The function of 3 and 6, the oscillation. If you look at the relationship between the physical numbers, 3 and 6 act as the pulse. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 4 plus 8 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 8 plus 7 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Do you see it? 3, 6, 3, 6, like a pendulum, like a heartbeat, like magnetism. 3 and 6 represent the energy field, flux, that gives life to matter. The majesty of 9, the source. But what about 9? 3 plus 6 equals 9. 6 plus 3 equals 9. And if you add 9 to any number, it disappears, returns to the original number. 5 plus 9 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 9 is the alpha and the omega. It is the void. It is the singularity. 9 is the axis around which the entire simulation spins, but it never moves itself. Applying the code to manifestation. To create reality, true quantum manifestation, you must enter through the door of the 3, 6, and 9. You must start at the 9, the idea, the void, the intent. You must amplify it through the 3 and 6, the emotion, the vibration. Only then will it collapse into the 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, the physical reality. This is why the 3-6-9 method works if done correctly. It is not about writing lines on paper. It is about aligning your consciousness with the geometry of creation. If you skip the math, you break the circuit. If you obsess over the result, matter, you are stuck in the 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 loop of karma. To break the loop, you must ascend to the 9. But even if you have the right code, even if you understand the math, there is another problem, a structural problem. Your instrument, your brain and body is out of tune. You are trying to play a symphony of creation, but your violin has been calibrated to the wrong standard. You have been living in a world tuned to an industrial standard, creating subtle dissonance and separation. We must talk about the invisible dissonance that separates you from nature. We must talk about 432 Hz versus 440 Hz.
Chapter 3. The Tuning of the Soul. Frequency is not just what you broadcast, it is also what you absorb. As the chosen one, you have noticed that you are sensitive to sound. Loud noises drain you. Chaotic music makes you anxious. Certain environments make your skin crawl. This is not a defect. This is your system detecting dissonance. You have been living in a world tuned to an industrial standard, not a natural one. We must talk about the difference between artificial tuning and universal resonance. We must talk about A equals 440 Hz. In 1953, the ISO, International Organization for Standardization, declared that the note A must vibrate at 440 cycles per second. Before that, throughout history, instruments were tuned differently, often lower, deeper, warmer. So what is the difference? From a physics perspective, 440 Hz is slightly sharp. It is rigid. More importantly, many audiophiles and physicists argue that it creates a vibration that prioritizes brightness over flow. When you listen to standard 440 Hz music, which is almost all pop music, radio, and TV, your brain processes a frequency that stimulates beta brainwaves. This is the state of external focus, alertness, and logical analysis. It is useful for working in the modern world, but it acts as a barrier when you want to go inward. Now, compare this to A equals 432 Hz. This is often called Verdi's A, or the scientific pitch. Mathematically, 432 Hz is consistent with the patterns of nature. The diameter of the Sun, 864,000 miles, aligns with 432. There are 43,200 seconds in 12 hours. The number 432 is woven into the fabric of time and space. When music is tuned to 432 Hz, it feels softer, it feels warmer, but most importantly, it bypasses the analytical brain and resonates closer to the heart center. It helps induce alpha and theta brainwaves, the state of deep relaxation, creativity, and energetic restoration. It is the frequency of nature. The sound of birds, the wind, and the ocean
harmonizes closer to 432 Hz than 440 Hz. The matrix 963 connection. And then we go even higher. We reach the solfeggio frequencies, specifically 963 Hz. Why did we name this channel after this number? Because in the spectrum of frequencies, if 432 Hz is the Earth, nature, then 963 Hz is the sky, spirit. 963 Hz is known as the frequency of connection, or the pineal activator. It resonates with the crown chakra. It represents the frequency of returning a system to its original perfect state. It helps clear the energetic static in your intuitive center. Why does this matter for manifestation? Think about it. You are trying to reprogram your subconscious mind, which requires theta waves. But if you are constantly bombarded by sharp frequencies, your brain stays in beta. You are trying to swim upstream. You are trying to meditate in a construction zone. If you want to access the quantum field effectively, you must sanitize your inputs. The tuning protocol. Audit your music. Try listening to your favorite songs converted to 432 Hz. Notice if the music feels more inside you rather than hitting you. The morning tone. Start your day not with the news, but with a pure tone. Listen to 963 Hz or 528 Hz for just 5 minutes. This acts like a tuning fork for your nervous system, setting a calm baseline for the day. Silence. Sometimes the best frequency is silence. It allows your internal rhythm to reset without interference. We are not saying standard music is bad. We are saying it is optimized for the external world. To be a powerful creator, you need an environment optimized for the internal world. Alignment with natural harmonics removes the resistance. Now that your instrument is tuned, the channel is open. It is time to learn how to actively use these codes to overwrite the old programs in your subconscious mind.
Chapter 4. The Gatekeeper. We have tuned the instrument, 432 Hz. We have the code, 369. Now, we must input the code into the computer. But here is the problem. The computer is locked. As the chosen one, you have likely tried affirmations. You look in the mirror and say, "I am wealthy. I am wealthy." You do this for months, but you still feel poor. Why? Because you are shouting at the gatekeeper. Your mind is divided into two parts. The conscious mind, 5%. This is your logic, your willpower, your short-term memory. It is the captain of the ship. The subconscious mind, 95%. This is the engine room. It controls your heartbeat, your digestion, your emotions, and your belief systems. It runs the ship. Between them lies a security mechanism called the critical faculty, the firewall. This firewall is designed to protect you. It rejects any information that does not match your existing programming. If your subconscious program says money is hard to get, installed in childhood, and your conscious mind says, "I am wealthy," the firewall scans the new data. Status, mismatch, rejected. And it bounces the affirmation right back. In fact, it often backfires. The subconscious fights back harder to prove reality is correct. This is why positive thinking can sometimes make you feel worse. So how do we bypass the firewall? We cannot break it down with force, willpower. We must wait for the guard to go to sleep. This brings us to brainwave states. Beta, 14 to 30 Hz, waking state, stress, logic,
the firewall is up most of your day. Alpha, 8 to 14 Hz, relaxed state, light meditation, the firewall is lowered. Theta, 4 to 8 Hz, deep meditation, REM sleep, hypnosis, the firewall is gone. Theta is the magic kingdom. It is the operating frequency of the subconscious mind. Children from age 0 to 7 live entirely in Theta. That is why they download information so fast. That is also why they absorb trauma so easily. As adults, we only access Theta naturally twice a day. The moments just before you fall asleep, the moments just after you wake up. This is the twilight zone. This is the holy grail of subconscious reprogramming. Most people waste these precious windows. They scroll on their phones, programming fear, right until they pass out. They wake up and immediately check the news, programming anxiety. They are literally hypnotizing themselves into misery. The protocol, sleep hypnosis, the Trojan horse. You must treat the 30 minutes before sleep as a sacred ritual. This is when you plant the seeds. When your body is tired, your conscious mind, the gatekeeper, gets tired too. It stops arguing. It says, "Fine, I'm going to bed." But the subconscious never sleeps. It is wide open. Step 1, the descent, inducing Theta. Lie down. Put on your headphones. Do not listen to lyrics. Do not listen to podcasts. Listen to Theta waves or 963 Hz binaural beats. Or listen to a guided sleep hypnosis track that repeats the new reality you want to assume. I am secure. I am loved. I am abundant. Step 2, the looping, the programming. Let the track play as you drift off. Even if you fall asleep, do not turn it off. Your ears are still working. Your brain is still processing. In fact, it works better when you are asleep because the conscious mind is offline. It cannot say that's not true. The new program slips past the firewall like a Trojan horse and installs itself directly onto the hard drive. If you do this for 21 nights, you will wake up one morning and something will feel different. You won't have to try to think positive. You will just feel different. Your automatic reactions will change. Your anxiety will vanish without reason. Why? Because the operating system has been updated. This is not magic. This is neuroplasticity. You are physically rewiring the neural pathways of your brain while you sleep. But sleep hypnosis is passive. It is the download. We also need an active protocol. We need a way to consciously direct the energy during the day using the Tesla code. We need a structure to organize our signals so they don't get scattered. This leads us to the most powerful active manifestation technique ever derived from vortex mathematics, the 369 ritual.
Chapter 5, the 369 Protocol. We have discussed the math of 3, 6, and 9. Now we will turn that math into a protocol. The 369 method has become a trend on the internet, but most people do it as a superstition. They write lines like punishment in school. That is useless. If you do it without engaging the energy field, emotion, you are just wasting ink. Remember the code. 3 equals initiation, the seed, connection to source. 6 equals amplification, the vibration, law of rhythm. 9 equals completion, the release, return to void. Here is the official Matrix 963 protocol for using 369 to shift your reality. Do this for one specific target at a time. Do not scatter your focus. Do it for 33 days or 45 days. Why? Because these are multiples of 3 and 9. The setup. Choose one specific desire. Phrase it in the present tense as an assumption. Do not say, "I want to be wealthy." That affirms lack. Say, "I am so happy and grateful now that," self-desire. Example, I am so happy and grateful now that $10,000 flows to me easily this month. Keep it short, under 17 seconds to say. Phase 1, the morning, the 3. As soon as you wake up, still in alpha theta, grab your journal. Write your statement 3 times. The energy key. As you write each line, focus on the intention. Visualize the seed being planted in the soil of the universe. Feel the connection. This sets the signal for the day. You are initiating the sequence. It's like turning on the engine. Phase 2, the afternoon, the 6. Around midday, lunchtime, the sun is high. The energy of the world is active. Write your statement 6 times. The energy key. Focus on amplification. Feel the emotion. Feel the rhythm. Don't just write. Feel the reality of it. Imagine you are already living it. This is the work phase. You are adding magnetic weight to the electric signal. You are building the structure. Phase 3, the night, the 9. Just before bed, entering the twilight zone. Write your statement 9 times. The energy key. This is the most crucial step. Focus on release. The number 9 represents the void, the end. As you write, you are handing the desire over to the quantum field. You are letting go. You are saying, "It is done." Do not carry the worry into your sleep. Trust that the universe has received the file. Surrender it completely. Why does this work? Repetition. It hammers the neural pathway deep into the subconscious. Rhythm. By breaking it into 3 parts of the day, you keep your frequency tuned to the desire without obsessing over it 24/7. You create a pulse. Geometry. You are moving the energy from the ethereal, 3, to the material, 6, and back to the divine, 9. You are completing the circle of creation. Common mistakes of the chosen one. Mistake 1, robotic writing. You write while watching TV or thinking about dinner. 0 energy, 0 result. Mistake 2, desperation. You write to make it happen because you are afraid it won't. The universe feels the fear, not the words. You must write from a place of knowing. Mistake 3, checking for results. You do it for 3 days, look at your bank account, see no change, and say it doesn't work. Quantum manifestation has a gestation period. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it has roots. If you do, you kill it. You water it, 369, and you leave it alone. The advanced tactic, the 170 seconds rule. Abraham Hicks speaks of the 17-second hold. Physics shows that it takes about 17 seconds of pure focused thought to ignite a combustion point in the quantum field. When you write your lines, try to hold the feeling of the wish fulfilled for at least 17 seconds per session. If you can hold it for 68 seconds, 17 times 4, manifestation begins to physicalize. The 369 writing process naturally takes about 68 seconds if you write slowly and deliberately. It is a perfect container for this energy work. When you combine sleep hypnosis, the passive night work, with the 369 ritual, the active day work, you are squeezing the old programs out and replacing them with the new code. You are putting your subconscious mind in a vice grip of transformation. But there is one final component. You have the signal, brain.
You have the code, 369. You have the access, Theta. But is your heart truly online? Is your biological battery charged enough to send this signal to the stars? Or is your stress level depleting the battery faster than you can charge it? To be a master manifester, you must learn to synchronize the two most powerful organs in your body. You must achieve heart-brain coherence. This is the state where you become a superconductor. In the next chapter, we will teach you the physiological switch to turn on the full power of your biosuit. I want you to commit to the experiment. You don't have to believe me. Test it. Commit to the 369 ritual for the next 33 days. If you are ready to be the architect of your fate, sign the contract. Write in the comments, 369, it is done. The active phase is engaged. Let us maximize the power.
Chapter 6, The Amplifier. We have arrived at the threshold of power. You have the code, 369. You have the access key, Theta. You have the software, the affirmations. But there is one final check, a critical engineering check, before we can launch this signal into the quantum field. You must ask yourself, is the transmitter plugged in? And more importantly, is the voltage sufficient to pierce through the static of the collective consciousness? You can have the most perfect intention in the world. You can write your 369 lines with the precision of a poet. You can visualize with high-definition clarity. But if you attempt to transmit these signals while your biological system is in a state of stress, fear, or fragmentation, the signal will die before it even leaves your skin. Why? Because of the physics of stress. When you are in a state of anxiety, which is the default state for 99% of humanity in the Matrix, your body is in survival mode. Biologically, this means your nervous system withdraws energy from the exterior. It pulls the blood from your forebrain to your reptilian brain. It pulls the energy from your aura into your muscles. It shrinks your electromagnetic field. You become a closed circuit, a tiny flickering candle in a hurricane. You cannot broadcast a signal to the universe when you are in a bunker mode. The universe cannot hear you because you have effectively turned off the Wi-Fi to save battery. To become a quantum manifester, to be truly the chosen one who commands reality, you must learn to reverse this mechanism. You must learn to turn on the amplifier. You must expand your field from a few inches to a few meters. And the switch, the only switch that controls this expansion, is a physiological state known as heart-brain coherence. Let us decode the science behind the magic. The ancients said the heart is the seat of the soul. Modern science, specifically the research from the HeartMath Institute, has confirmed that the heart is actually a second brain. In fact, it is the primary brain when it comes to energy. The magnetic field of your heart is up to 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic field of your brain. Think about that. Your brain, thoughts, is electrical. It creates the spark. Your heart, emotions, is magnetic. It creates the wave that carries the spark. If the brain screams, "I am rich," but the heart whispers, "I am afraid," the magnetic wave of fear will swallow the electric spark of wealth every single time. Magnetism always overpowers electricity in the biofield. So the secret is not to think harder. The secret is to synchronize the two oscillators. When your heart rate variability, HRV, moves into a smooth sine wave pattern, it sends a specific neural signal up the vagus nerve to the brain. It tells the amygdala, the fear center, "Stand down, we are safe."
we are powerful. It tells the frontal lobe, the genius center, come online, access the higher dimensions. In this state, the brain and heart vibrate at the exact same frequency, typically 0.1 hertz. This is coherence. When you achieve coherence, you are no longer a fragmented being. You become a laser. A light bulb disperses light in all directions. It is weak. A laser aligns light waves in perfect synchronization. It can cut through steel. Coherence turns you into a laser of intention. The protocol, the quantum broadcast, to be done before any 369 ritual. Do not ever touch your pen to write your manifestations until you have completed this sequence. Writing without coherence is just journaling. Writing with coherence is programming. Phase 1, the mechanical shift, body. Sit up straight, spine erect. This aligns the chakras and allows the cerebrospinal fluid to pump effectively. Close your eyes. Shift your attention, your entire consciousness, from the noise in your head down to the center of your chest. If you struggle to focus, physically place your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth of your palm. Where attention goes, energy flows. By touching your heart, you are telling your subconscious mind, we are working here now. Phase 2, the breath of life, signal. Now change your breathing. Imagine that you are not breathing through your nose. Imagine the air is flowing directly in and out through the center of your chest. Breathe slower, deeper. Inhale for a count of 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for a count of 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No pauses, no holding, just a continuous fluid loop, like the symbol of infinity. This rhythmic breathing is the hack. It forces the nervous system to switch from sympathetic to parasympathetic, rest and digest. It forces the heart valve to open. Phase 3, the frequency activation, fuel. This is the step most people miss. You can't just breathe empty air. You must charge the breath with a high-frequency emotion. The quantum field does not respond to need. It responds to gratitude. Why gratitude? Because gratitude is the chemical signature that the event has already happened. You only say thank you after you receive the gift. Therefore, feeling gratitude before the manifestation is the ultimate hack to trick the matrix. While breathing through your heart, summon a feeling of genuine care or appreciation. Do not think about the money yet. Think about something easy. Think of your child's face. Think of a pet you love unconditionally. Think of the sun hitting your face. Amplify that feeling. Make it bigger. Let that warmth spread from your chest to your shoulders, down to your hands, up to your face. Smile physically. Hold this for 2 minutes. The result? You will feel a click. It is a distinct sensation. The noise in your head stops. A buzzing sensation starts in your hands. You feel vast. You feel light. Your electromagnetic field has just expanded to 3 meters. You are now online. Now, pick up your pen. Now write your 369. Now visualize your desire. Because now you are not sending a request from a place of lack. You are broadcasting a command from a place of power. The signal strength is at maximum bars. This technique is your daily weapon. Use it before you write. Use it before you sleep. Use it before you walk into a difficult meeting. It is the armor of the chosen one. But even with this power, there is a trap waiting for you. A psychological trap laid by your own ego.
It is the trap of disbelief. How do you convince your logical brain that you are a millionaire when your bank account says $5? How do you hold the frequency of health when your body is in pain? If you try to force it, your brain will scream, liar. We need a way to bypass the logic. We need a bridge.
Chapter 7. Identity Bridging. The law of assumption states a simple truth. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and it must harden into fact. It sounds simple, but for the chosen one, it can be a mental trap. Why? Because you are intelligent. You are hyper-aware of your current reality. If you are currently feeling physically heavy, financially struggling, or lonely, and you stand in the mirror and shout, "I am a billionaire, my body is perfect," what happens? Your conscious mind, the logic, looks at the evidence and says, "No, you're not. You're lying." This creates cognitive dissonance. Instead of aligning with the new reality, you create an internal conflict. The ego fights back. It amplifies the feeling of lack to prove you wrong. You end up feeling worse than before. This is the snapback effect. So how do we solve this? How do we move from point A, lack, to point Z, abundance, without triggering the ego's alarm system? We do not jump. We build a bridge. We use a technique called identity bridging. This is the art of using intermediate truths to seduce the subconscious mind into a new reality, rather than forcing it. Level 1, the becoming bridge. Instead of saying, "I am perfectly fit," when you are not, say, "I am becoming the type of person who makes healthy choices effortlessly." Is this a lie? No. You are deciding to be that person right now. Your brain accepts this. Okay, we are becoming. That is safe. By accepting the becoming, you start the momentum. The frequency shifts from stuck to moving. Level 2, the noticing bridge. Instead of forcing the feeling of a miracle cure, focus on vitality. Say, "I am noticing that my energy is improving. I am noticing that my body feels lighter today." The word noticing is a command to your reticular activating system, RAS. It forces your brain to scan for proof of wellness, and because you are looking for it, you will find it. Even a small improvement confirms the belief. The bridge gets stronger. Level 3, the soft openers. Use phrases that bypass defense mechanisms. It is interesting how. I am fascinated by the idea of. Example, it is interesting how easy money seems to flow to me lately. When you frame it as an observation, it is interesting. The ego doesn't feel threatened. It gets curious. Curiosity is a high vibration state. Resistance is a low vibration state. Identity bridging moves you from resistance to curiosity. The advanced technique, the avatar method. Think of your current self as a character you have played for too long. Think of your desired self as a new role. When a method actor plays a king, they are not a king, but for the scene, they vibrate as a king. They breathe like a king, and the audience believe them. Treat your 369 ritual as your scene. For those 5 minutes, put on the costume of the new identity. Ask yourself, how would the wealthy version of me sit in this chair? They would sit back, relaxed, so you sit back. How would the vital version of me breathe? They would breathe deep, full breaths of gratitude, so you breathe that way. Do not try to fake it until you make it. That implies you are a fraud. Instead, be it until you see it. You are simply wearing the frequency before the physical evidence arrives. You are rehearsing the vibration.
And the more you rehearse, the more the subconscious accepts it as your new normal. The mask becomes the face. The bridge becomes solid ground. When you successfully bridge the identity, the matrix begins to shift, and then you will see the signs, the glitches. You need to know how to read them.
Chapter 8. The Signs of Alignment. You have built the coherence. You have built the bridge. You are running the 369 protocol. Now you wait. But you do not wait in the dark. The universe is a feedback loop. When you change your input, frequency, the output, reality, must change. But physical reality is dense. It is slow. It has a time buffer. Before the money hits your bank or the lover knocks on your door, the energy arrives first. It arrives in the form of synchronicities. These are the glitches in the matrix. They are the system notifications telling you file download in progress. As the chosen one, you must become an expert at reading these signs. Do not dismiss them as coincidence. In a quantum universe, there is no coincidence. There is only alignment. Sign 1. The number codes, the angel numbers. You will start seeing repeating numbers everywhere. This is your reticular activating system and your higher self working together. 1111. The wake-up call. The portal is open. Your thoughts are manifesting instantly. Watch your mind. Keep it positive. 333. The Ascended Masters. The energy of the 369 is working. You are being supported by the unseen structure of the universe. 777. The ultimate sign of alignment. Why 777? In numerology and esoteric wisdom, 7 is the number of spirit submerged in matter. When you see 777, it means you have hit the jackpot of frequency. It means your internal state, soul, and your external state, reality, are perfectly synchronized. It is the universe saying, "Roger that, we hear you loud and clear. The delivery truck is on the way." When you see 777, smile, say, "Thank you." Anchor that feeling. Sign 2. The echo manifestations, the drift. This is the one that tricks everyone. You are manifesting a new car. Suddenly, your best friend buys that exact car, or you see that car everywhere on the street. The ego says, "Why them? Why not me? The universe hates me." No, stop that thought immediately. This is an echo. It means the frequency of that car is now so close to you that it is hitting the people in your vicinity. It is raining abundance, and your neighbor got wet first because they were standing slightly to the left. But the rain is falling on your street. If you see someone else get your desire, celebrate it wildly. By celebrating it, you tell the universe, "Yes, this is what I like. Bring more." If you get jealous, you tell the universe, "I hate this," and the signal stops. Sign 3. The vivid dreaming, Theta access. You will start having dreams that feel more real than waking life. You dream you are living in that house. You dream you are holding that money. You can smell it. You can touch it. This is not just a dream. This is your subconscious mind rehearsing the new timeline. It is practicing the vibration in the astral realm before it solidifies in the physical realm.
When you wake up from these dreams, do not feel sad that it's gone. Feel excited that it was real. Stay in that energy. The physical world is just a few seconds behind the dream world. Sign 4. The sudden disinterest, the shedding. This is a subtle sign. Suddenly, the things you used to like bore you. The TV shows you watched, the gossip with friends, the food you ate, it all feels flat. You feel a strange detachment from your old life. You might feel like you are floating between two worlds. This is called the void state. You have unplugged from the old reality, but the new reality hasn't fully rendered yet. Do not panic. Do not rush back to the old habits just to feel something. Stay in the void. The void is where the creation happens. It means you have successfully broken the resonance with your past. Sign 5. The test, the paradox. And finally, the most confusing sign of all. Just when you feel aligned, just when you see the 777, everything goes wrong. Your car breaks down. You get an unexpected bill. Someone argues with you. Why? This is the resistance test. The old matrix is checking, are you sure you have changed? If you react with the old anger, you fail the test. You reset the program. If you look at the chaos and smile and say, this does not move me, I am wealthy regardless, then the old matrix shatters. You pass. The illusion dissolves. This brings us to the final threshold. When the old matrix shatters, it can be terrifying. It creates a vacuum. It creates chaos. It creates a fire inside you that demands expression. You will feel a sensation that many confuse with anxiety, but it is actually the rocket fuel of creation. It is called the burning desire. And in the final moments of this transmission, we must prepare you for what happens when the desire burns so hot that it melts your old life to the ground.
Chapter 9. The Burning Desire. You have accessed the quantum intelligence. You have tuned your dial to the frequency of the inevitable. Now, prepare for the final symptom. As you hold this new frequency, you will begin to feel a sensation that terrifies the unawakened mind. It starts as a spark in the solar plexus. Then it grows into a fire that consumes your thoughts, your sleep, and your peace. It is an intense, aching longing for your new reality. We call this the burning desire. The spiritual matrix has lied to you. They told you desire is the root of suffering. They told you to be detached, to be content with what you have. Listen to me. Detachment does not mean not wanting. Detachment means not worrying about how it comes. But the desire itself, the fire, that is holy. In quantum physics, what is desire? Why do you want that specific life? Why do you want that specific person? Why do you crave that level of abundance? Why don't you crave to be a monk in Tibet or a fisherman in Alaska? Why this specific vision? Here is the secret of the chosen one. Desire is not lack. Desire is memory. It is quantum entanglement across time. You desire it because a version of you in the future already has it. That future self is pulling on the golden thread of time, trying to drag you toward them. The burning you feel is the friction of the pull. It is the evidence that the connection is solid. If it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't be able to desire it with such intensity. You cannot crave what you do not code for. The intensity of the longing is the proof of the existence of the destination. So when this fire starts to burn, do not put it out with false humility. Do not tell yourself, I shouldn't want this much. Let it burn. Feed the fire with your 369. Feed it with your coherence, because this fire is the fuel that will carry you through the storm that is coming. And make no mistake, the storm is coming, or perhaps it is already here. The Great Collapse. When you successfully change your frequency, the reality that was built on the old frequency can no longer sustain itself. Structure follows vibration. If the vibration changes, the structure must collapse to reorganize. You may be looking at your life right now and seeing chaos, relationships ending, jobs lost, confusion, loneliness. You might think, I did the work. Why is it falling apart? The chosen one, hear me. It is not falling apart. It is falling together. The collapse is the answer to your prayer. The universe is bulldozing the old shack to build the palace you ordered. This is the purge. This is the dark night before the sunrise. Do not try to save what is leaving. Do not lower your frequency to try to fix the old reality. Let the dead bury the dead. Stand tall in the rubble. Keep your eyes on the golden city across the bridge. You have the code. You have the power. And now you know that the fire in your heart is not a delusion. It is a promise. But understanding the fire is one thing. Knowing how to live in the certainty that you already have it, even when the world says you have nothing, that is the final test of mastery. How do you walk through the fire without getting burned? How do you turn that burning desire into instant knowing? We will decode the mystery of time and possession in our next transmission. We will show you why the future is not ahead of you. It is simply a memory you haven't remembered yet. Until then, keep the signal clear. Keep the heart open. Trust the collapse. If you are ready to let the old world die so the new one can be born, if you accept the intelligence of the quantum field, seal this activation now. Write in the comments, I am ready. Let it burn. Let it rise. The frequency is anchored. The intelligence is accessed. You are now online.